There we go.
Well, hello,
Hello.
Valerie Winkel. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Y'all, I am here with the Valerie Winkel, Mrs. Winkel from Waukesha, Wisconsin. Valerie is super close to inching up on her 5-year anniversary with Mary Kay just in a few short months. Gosh, Valerie, 5 years ago. Unbelievable. I'll never forget the day I met you, what I was wearing, what you were wearing at the table we were at the studio. I mean, it just will forever be embedded in my mind. You just made an incredible first impression on me and everybody that was around that table. Valerie has been a star consultant in Mary Kay for 18 quarters, y'all, and she is already a star this quarter. She's a Sapphire star working on building up past that. And Valerie, could you share with us what your top 5 strengths are?
Yes. Good thing I just looked at them today to get the right order. So number 1 is woo. Number 2 is communication, positivity, belief, and developer.
All right. And then what about your love language?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, that's how we can speak love to our friend Valerie's words of affirmation. And then Valerie, tell us your first and second in order DISC personality traits.
Yes, I am a I personality followed very closely by a D.
Okay, very good. Well, I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what are you loving the most about your Mary Kay experience thus far?
The women. I've been asked that question very recently, many times, and what my favorite thing is about the business. And yes, it's my customers. Yes, it's my team. Well, of course, my team folds into this part, but what I love most about this business is the community of women that I get to be a part of, and just the camaraderie and support that we have for one another. It's so empowering. And I drive to Green Bay at least once a month, for crying out loud, to see all of you. So it brings so much joy to my heart to be a part of our unit and to be at every possible event in person that I can.
Oh, well, we feel the same about you, friend. So thank you for making that time to be with us. Honestly, events aren't the same without you at all. Okay. What advice would you give a beauty consultant, Valerie, who is just starting, but yet wants more?
Are you saying that wants more in the business, hungry to move forward? I would say be prepared to be consistent. If you want more, it takes consistency to really move forward in this business. And there's really no point to getting to a certain position and then taking a break, because you're not going to maintain your spot on the career path by recruiting 5 people to get to that team leader position and then just relying on them to do the work to keep you there. It's your job to continue propelling yourself forward. And yes, obviously we have lifers in Mary Kay. I'm a lifer, even though my recruiter is not a part of Mary Kay anymore. I'm a lifer. I'll be here forever. And, I know that I have teammates that will as well, but I also know that teammates that I thought were going to be lifers were not. And I can't rely on my team to get me to the position, to maintain the position that I want to be at. So I've seen a lot of directors fall out of directorship because they just stop working their own personal business, and you can't do that.
Yeah. So when you speak about consistency, you're you're right on. What do you need to be consistent in American business?
So I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to everyone else, because I'm definitely growing in this area. But it's so important to stay up on your, customer relationships. So birthday specials, I'm at this point in the past, I've been inconsistent and month in and month out, making sure that my customers know what to expect from me every single month, and making sure that it's the same for a prolonged period of time so I can actually see if it's working. If I've been doing the same thing for 10 months, 15 months with no real feedback, then yeah, change it up. But you can't do this up and down, month in and month out, inconsistent systems for how you work with your customers. And then again, just in sharing, it's super consistent. It's super important to maintain consistency in sharing this opportunity every single week, every single month to maintain and move up the career path.
So selling products and sharing the opportunity, like that's what you need to be consistent in, right?
Yeah.
To have more and to make more money. I love it. Wonderful advice. What advice would you give a beauty consultant who's struggling, who says, I don't know if this is for me. They're in like 911 overwhelmed stage. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I feel like quitting. What would you tell somebody that has those thoughts?
Number one, we've all been there. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in 911 stage, especially like when I'm on the verge of a breakthrough mentally. Like, that's when the devil strikes, because he does not want you to have that breakthrough. And he doesn't want you to move your business forward to impact more women. He doesn't. So yeah, I would just, for those that are like struggling or being challenged in how to grow their business and just feel like they're running into a brick wall, I would just kind of say, pound the stone. I guess like that brick wall is going to fall at one of those hits, you know, if you keep running into it, it's eventually going to fall. And I know that's exhausting, and it seems like it can be very lonely. But like on the other side, like, can you imagine what is waiting on the other side of the wall that you are up against? Like, that's mind blowing to me. Mm-hmm. Like, if I just give up now, the life that I could like miss out on. Yeah. Like, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah. Would you suggest like coming to an event when you're feeling down in the dumps? Like, come get your cup filled, be around. Yeah. I think always the answer is events either need you or you need the event.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Speaking of events, what, Valerie, is your favorite event that we offer, and why would you choose that one?
Oh, it's so hard. I love so many of our events. I love Super Saturday, obviously, because I get to see everybody in person. And that's really important to me. Usually I'm like hanging out in my basement when I'm working. So it's like my own little dungeon with a window, but it's great. And we're making it beautiful. It's fine. Pretty soon I'll have a house and my office will not be in the dungeon, but so I love Super Saturday. I've also really been enjoying the focus group that we have on the mornings when we have our in-person Celebrate and Connect, because that's exactly what it is. It's focus for people who want to move their business forward, which I just realized if I don't have a sharing appointment, I'm not allowed to go to the next one. So I gotta get sharing. It's just great accountability for me. Like, I get really bad FOMO. So if I like the thought that I just had, like, oh my gosh, I need to have a sharing appointment, like, I really want to be a part of this group. And so it's important to me to get a sharing appointment on my calendar and held so that I can show up and be around women who want to move their businesses forward and are, you know, not in maintenance mode, because I'm not in maintenance mode and I need to be around like thinkers.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And then last but not least, what are you most looking forward to inside of this company for your future?
Very long term, I have just always had an aspiration for that national sales director position. Always. Like, ever since I found out about it and heard my first national speak at my very first fall retreat, it was like, that's where it's at. Like, that's where I want to be. And still discerning on whether that is like a God-given dream or a self-made dream. But either way, I'm going to take steps towards it, because that's an intelligent thing to do, to like make, you know, we can only do so much in the discernment process with the knowledge that we have. And so it's so important to like, you can't just, it's like studying a science book and then if you don't know the answer for something, trying to read the same book. Like, you can't, if the answer wasn't in the textbook that's in your hands, you need to go find another textbook. And so that's kind of where I'm excited to just let the Lord kind of wade in the water with me and just really lead me as I move forward.
Yeah. What's the next step that you're most excited for your future that you have your eye on?
Immediately, I would love to earn the use of our career card by the end of the seminar year. So that's what we've got our heart set on. Obviously, I know immediate next step is team leader. So I would love to end this month as a team leader. And I'm like inches away. So we're just going to keep plugging. And then, yeah, so I've got like immediate and then our next goal and then our very long future goal.
That's smart. Regarding the car, why is that such a impactful thing for you and for your family? What makes you want that?
Well, currently I drive a 2010 Ford Focus that barely fits both of my car seats for my kids. So, and I mean, I'm so grateful. Our car does what it needs to do. It gets us places. And it just would be really nice to be able to have a little like bonus from selling my car so that we can get our house. It also means that like we have blessed 18 women and counting with this opportunity to change their financial situation. It means that those 18 women and myself are blessing the women in the communities with self-confidence in a bottle and more than that. Like it's not just about products, right? Like that's obviously like the core of our business, but it's about the relationships that we build along the way and how we impact those lives, not just with skincare, but because of the relationships and the support that we give to. So yeah, it's there's a lot kind of rolled into what it means to be a career car driver.
A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I know something, friend. When you make that decision with a decided heart, you will be a career car driver, Mary Kay. But it's got to be made here and it's got to be made here. And they have to align. And then the work has to match the action. You're just one decision away from making your dream a reality. That's it. You know how to work the business. You've proven it. You guys are from one of the top in sales and the top in sharing and has been her entire Mary Kay career in the Inseparable unit. So Valerie, thank you so much for your time with us. I know that the people watching have been touched and inspired by your words and by your smile and by the peace and the grace that you exude, the light you just shine every single time you speak. And we learned all about you today at Strength Finders and your communication talent and gift. It's just such a great, wonderful strength from the Lord that you've been given. And it's really neat to see you bloom and blossom in that. So thank you for being an Inseparable, saying yes to Mary Kay. Thank you. We're grateful for all the lives that you've blessed in Mary Kay and outside of Mary Kay. So you know what, friend? You go make some things happen. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Adios.